at first, you heard all these rumors of the President Clinton's behavior in Arkansas, and you tried to give it a, it is what it is type of thing, or who believes it, and then as time went on, it became pretty clear that they weren't just rumors, and it wasn't just tabloid, that there were some strange things going on, and which once you get a chance to read the book, myself and my co-writer Grant Schmidt did a pretty good job of getting it down just right, and so one of the things that also compelled me to write this book is when the scandal broke. And I'll be very careful how I talk about these things because I see some really young people in the audience, and part of the things that I ended up having to testify, you could say, were probably R-rated. So we'll skip over some of that. But one of the things that compelled me to write this book is when the scandal broke, the Secret Service. And I love the Secret Service, but the higher ups in that agency were trying to protect themselves. And they kind of pushed forward this group of young officers like myself, some junior agents, and one senior guy that was an agent that wasn't even on the detail at the time frame that the Starr investigation was looking to interview people and to get information for. And so, in the position we were in, you can't tell the Secret Service no. You can't really say anything to the investigators without their permission, and it went on for months. The rules changed how we could testify almost by the week, and it was so confusing because we were all government employees, so there was no attorney-client privilege. So the lawyers that were supposed to represent me had no bond, did not tell anybody. So after a while, it kind of became clear on some of the things that we saw that one part of the Justice Department was eating dinner at the same restaurant as the other part of the Justice Department. And things got very confusing for us and for the officers like myself and the agents that were involved in it. And eventually I was subpoenaed 6 times. And we didn't actually fight the subpoenas, we kind of stalled them. And as the Secret Service tried to invent this thing called the protective function privilege, which would be similar to, they can't compel a wife to testify against the husband type of thing. And it went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and it failed. So by that time, we're like in the middle of the summer. And eventually we had to go and testify. And by this time, myself and these other officers and agents had probably given anywhere between 3 to 10 hours of testimony on camera. And if you, actually, it's kind of funny that it's being taped by C-SPAN because all that video is on C-SPAN. And so when I heard C-SPAN was taping this, I thought, oh, my old friend C-SPAN, So you can actually Google my name and C-SPAN and bring up I think 3 hours of deposition. But anyway, just so you know, I've never watched the whole thing. So my co-worker watched it a couple times as we were writing the book. My co-writer. So, it was a tough time. And when you put all these things together, the stress, that happening, and basically when you look at it from my perspective, everything that happened to us was caused by the same bad behavior that we saw, that we heard about in Arkansas, and then we saw it in Washington, D.C. And my fear is that if Mrs. Clinton becomes president, we're going to see that same type of behavior. And it concerns me for the country. So that's one of the things that compelled me to write the book. The other one was, and this will be tough, excuse me just a second. The other one was that I want my kids to know I did the right thing.